No.
Good.
Oh, no, that's scary.
All right, what's up, guys? Oh, Mark says do mic check, and then I start talking, and I always talk.
You mean then you start yelling?
I start yelling so much louder that I'll be like, yeah, mic check, mic check. Okay, guys. All right, guys. So we're gonna do a little fun Q&A today. I put one of these up on my story, like
It better be fun, but that's up to you guys. That's not up to us.
I put one of these up like a month ago, and then I don't remember what we just didn't end up doing it for some reason.
I was prepared and available.
Yeah, it's probably on me.
I was just never called upon.
So I tossed up a box this morning, and we're going to get at some of your questions. Dogs are sitting here drooling. We sit on the couch together like this, and they like clamor to be on here.
Well, it's because I never sit down. So as soon as I sit down, they're like trying to sit on me.
Yeah, they're desperate for her attention. Okay, so I got a few questions. We're going to start through them and see what you guys have got for us. What do you want to start with? You want to start with like something like serious, or you want to start something like raunchy? Like what are you feeling first?
I don't know. Lube me up with something silly or something.
Can't go in dry. You got to start with something a little.
Yeah. Warm me up.
Okay, here's one to start with. Is Melissa happier now that you're retired? Does she want to see you on stage one more time? Is that too big to start with, or that's good?
No, that's great. I get this question in person a lot, and I've obviously thought about it a lot. I was honestly, I don't even know if I ever told you, because when you announced that you were retiring, obviously, like, it's a huge decision, and as a partner, you really just want to be supportive and make sure that, like, I wanted to make sure that you knew that, like, whatever you decided, it was cool, but I was a little disappointed and scared because as much of a like purpose it gave you, it also I'm trying to be serious. It also gave me like a really big purpose. You know what I mean? Like in supporting you, cooking your food, training with you. I mean, little did I know that none of that was really going to change.
Well, we don't train together anymore.
No, but the cooking is you still eat exactly the same.
Yeah, maybe one meal less, but pretty much the same.
Yeah. But, and I've said this to you, I don't care either way if you go back, but there is a really big part of me that does believe that you deserve a chance to do it one more time and enjoy it properly, because I was there for the last probably 2 seasons where it wasn't really...
Last 2 shows, yeah. Last Olympia and then Toronto. Vancouver, I was great, but...
I wasn't there, though. No. I didn't experience...
We were having a great time in Vancouver, though. Like that prep. But then after that, it was pretty downhill, yeah.
Yeah, no, even the Olympia, your second to last Olympia, it wasn't enjoyable.
Yeah.
So I think I would like for you to have the opportunity to do it again with this, like, new mindset kind of that you've built over the last couple of years. I feel like you've become a really positive, present, self-aware man, and I think it would change your experience, and I think you deserve that. But
I feel like in the mic we're just gonna have like
yeah, do we need to get rid of her?
You shut up now.
But yeah.
Okay, cool. Good answer.
You know, like you can have a conversation about stuff too, right?
What do you mean? What was the question for you?
Yeah, but like, do you feel any type of way about that?
About what? About
my feelings towards you going back? Does it affect your decision in any way? Like,
well, I mean, we're a team, so obviously anything that happens is always a discussion with us. So it's not like I'm just like, by the way, you know? I think that's like part of a cohesive relationship is like having the discussions. I don't think that you should ever let your partner make the decisions for you, but I think that you should take that into account in your decision making. So if you were like, I don't want you to compete again, then I would ask why, and we would have the conversation, and I would factor that in, but it also wouldn't be what makes my decision, you know? And vice versa, you know? If you're like, no, you should really do it again, I didn't think I was ready to or wanted to or whatever, you know, I don't think I would. But, you know, we've had these discussions, and you know, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I obviously value your opinion on anything like that, and I think you know me better than anyone. And if you looked at me and you're like, hey, I really don't think that you're in a place to like do this and do it differently or be in like a good mental spot to do it, then I wouldn't do it. But like you said, I think that, time away from bodybuilding has given me perspective so that if I did choose to do that, I do think I could do it and enjoy it more than I did in the past, like you said. But there's also a lot more that goes into that decision than just, could I do it and have more fun? Bodybuilding has risks and consequences that obviously like I think of and take very seriously. So, it's all part of a larger thing, right?
Yeah, I also think we're a couple that has like extremely open communication. So like I would never be scared to say any of my worries, and I don't think Ian would ever be scared to say anything or not trust that like what I'm adding to the decision is like from a selfish perspective.
Of course. Yeah. No, I agree.
What? Melissa, should Ian go to Turkey and get penis extension surgery?
This is my boy Amir, who used to be my athlete manager at Gym Reapers. He's unfortunately left us, and I'm very sad about it. But he asked Melissa, should Ian go to Turkey and get penis extension surgery?
No.
I'm only doing it if you're coming with me, Amir, because I know we both need it. So if you're going to come with me, we'll go do it. If I'm going back to Turkey, I'm doing round 2 of hair. I could maybe go for some veneers. My teeth are not bad. They're pretty straight and like nice, but hey, who doesn't want beautiful, nice, fake sparkling teeth, What else would I get?
I don't know. Veneers on men kind of turn me off, to be honest.
I think if you do them well, like your brothers, like I think are done well. I think you just need to be very picky with when you do them. I think sometimes people don't quite know what they want and then they get something they don't want. So I think as long as you really know what you want, but I have really never thought about that seriously.
Yeah.
There's not really anything else I want to do right now. If there was one surgery where I could just make it so my beard isn't so gray all the time,
Yeah.
where I could like permanently dye my beard.
Yeah.
But like the hair grows so fast, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Like if you could like inject something so that the hair grows whatever color you inject,
Yeah.
I would do that. That'd be a cool surgery.
I mean, I'm sure one day there will be.
Yeah,
It doesn't seem that complicated.
Yeah, I could just dye and it
so you
stays
don't
the
have
same
to
length.
shave.
Yeah.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah. How would you react if you found out that Melissa had an OnlyFans page? Wow.
Wait, that I was hiding from you.
Yeah. I mean, that would be hard for her to hide from me. We'd spend like, I don't like go to the office. You know what I mean? Like we're home together all day. I would certainly know, but let's say in some, hypothetical world I didn't know. I mean, obviously I'd be fucking upset about it. I mean, it's
anything that's
it's the hiding part.
Omission is lying. Any lying that happens in a marriage, you should be upset about.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't be happy. I mean, and I would ask why, because it's not like we're financially struggling, So if it was like, look, if we were in like dire straits of a financial situation and you were hiding it and doing it, yeah, I would be upset because I felt there was deception there, but it would be like, I would have somewhat of an understanding because you were trying to like help us.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't be the case in this situation. So I would be a little bit confused of like what the motive for it was. I would be like, is this to try and like, some attention I'm not giving you? Like, what are you feeling that you're trying to...
I didn't even think about it from that perspective.
Are you trying to like get the male gaze or like get male attention, validation?
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it depends kind of, but in our circumstance now, I mean, yeah, it would definitely be devastating to me. I'd be like, what the fuck? Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
It depends what you're doing too. Like, are you like...
I don't think
naked,
it,
but
I don't think it depends.
Well, no, but I'm saying like there's a big difference. It doesn't matter because the overarching theme is there's a deception there, but it does matter if it's like you're doing boudoir shoots versus like you're sticking fucking 12-inch dildos up your ass. Oh my God,
don't say that.
There's a big difference.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There's a lot of questions from girls that have obviously come from your Instagram that are asking, is Mel ever going to come back and do the podcast?
I mean, I might as well address this because I get this question a lot. And I'm not evading or avoiding the question. I just don't know the answer, honestly. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say yes because what if I don't? And I don't want to say no because it's something that I actually do really miss and did really enjoy. I don't know. It's very hard to speak alone.
Yeah.
For an hour.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
And like every week after week.
Yes. Like every couple, sure.
Yeah, like even Fuad will throw like a solo here and there. do a Q&A, but to every week would be different.
But the idea of like sitting in front of a camera weekly and having enough value to add to people's lives just alone is actually very intimidating and daunting to me. But I do really miss the connection and the community that like was built actually pretty like organically and quickly when that was out. So the answer right now is I don't know, and optimistically, like hopefully, because it is something that I really did enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Have you ever had a period where libido was low, and how did your partner take it?
Because like we had a extreme period when you went off test.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, obviously
It was like an extreme change too.
It's the change.
That's what it is.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like, it's not like I ever felt like it was that bad. Like, it was low, but I think what people...
Well, it depends to what
Exactly.
You're used
It's what your norm is. And I think that's one thing like bodybuilders like have a hard time with, is that your norm gets changed so much that you kind of lose sight of what like a normal libido is.
Yeah.
When you're 15 years of using anabolics, your normal of what libido is becomes very like artificially increased.
Yes.
So then even if it goes down to what like a normal person's is, the variance makes it feel like it's very low.
But to be completely fair, and I hope this isn't emasculating.
Better not be.
When you first came off test, it was lower than the average man.
For sure. But my test was like sub 100 for
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like it scared me because I was like, oh my God, he's completely disinterested in me. And it was like, I think 3 months that I felt like you were disinterested.
Yeah, until like I like really got my protocol down and things started to like pick up a bit. For sure, for that first little bit. But like I think, like any of these things, they're not easy conversations to have, but they just have to be a conversation. Like you just have to be like, when we had to talk about it, and I was kind of like,
absolutely.
I'm not feeling great. So like, it's not you, it's me kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you just like, I think you also need to make effort in those cases. It's like put effort forward, if you know what I mean.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I do. I said it.
No. I think in some instances, yes. But I think especially when we're talking about a very situational, significant, obvious thing, like Ian was on test, he was no longer on it, and there was no natural production. We now know I don't need you to force yourself to like do something that you don't actually want to do.
See, but this is the difference. And I think what I'm saying is that it's not that you don't want to, it's that you just don't have the thoughts as often or as like in the front of your mind as you did prior. So it's not like we like go to do it and I'm like, ugh, I don't want to be doing this. Like that's like ridiculous, clearly. But it's just like not a thought that like pops into your mind as like you're not as like horny all the time. So like you're just not thinking about it as much.
There's no driving force for you to go get this thing that you're not thinking about.
So, but it's not like when you do it and you're like, oh, I regret doing that. I was so like unhorny, like.
Well, no, I don't know if anyone ever regrets having.
Well, I'm sure some people do.
Sex with their husband or wife.
I hope not. I mean, if you are, I think there's something deeper going on there, but that's not the case. So sometimes I just had to be like, hey, make an effort here. And I think that's just like putting an effort forward, because sometimes, like if your libido is 0 at sometimes, I don't want it to be like months pass and like I haven't even touched you,
Yeah.
Or vice versa if you're a female with low, I think it can be a touchy subject for sure. But I think, having the open communication of like where you're at, what you're feeling, and then I think still like trying to put an effort forward, even if things aren't as like conscious in your mind. If you're like literally not enjoying it, then that's a different thing. But like I said, for me, it was never lack of desire, it was lack of thought of desire,
Yeah, I also think like when you're having these conversations to go in like very curious and very like not excited, but like you're trying to learn something new about your partner. Like we had an awkward conversation, I don't know, maybe a few months ago. And like at the end of it, Ian was like, oh, well, that was interesting. Like that was kind of fun. And like, you wouldn't think that conversation would have been fun and interesting. But like, if you're actually trying to go into this conversation with the intention of connecting deeper and understanding your partner, it's always going to be interesting, and not like defensive and
of course,
and like maybe it's awkward, but we do awkward things all the time. Like who cares?
Yeah, makes sense. Have I talked about this story before?
What?
How does the story end when Melissa knocked on your bedroom door at the start of your relationship? At the start, well, it's just the start of you, and they obviously got cut off, but I don't know where the rest of it is.
Well, I've definitely talked about it, so I don't know if
For anyone that doesn't know, this was like we had been hanging out. So we met through a mutual friend I've been friends with for a long time, a girl named Ashley that Melissa was friends with in high school as well. Like I went to like middle school and stuff with her. Just right after high school, we went to high school. We graduated the same year, same class at same high school, but we were like very different social circles. A couple of years after high school, a year or two after, 2-3 years after high school, her and Ashley started hanging out more. Ashley at the time was actually living with me. Yeah, she was like living in one of my spare rooms, kind of like a part-time.
Yeah,
her and a boyfriend or something broken up.
Whatever happens when you're in your early 20s.
Early 20s.
She was like couch surfing.
We were like 21 years old.
Couch surfing permanently at your house.
Yeah, exactly. So she was living there. They started hanging out more. So we all started hanging out more. Yeah, interest had started to develop. We'd been hanging out, talking a lot, blah, blah, blah. Like there was obviously something there. But yeah, one day we'd all been hanging out.
It wasn't really as obvious as Ian thinks it was. Like I was not sure that you were interested in me.
No, but I'm saying like
way.
we'd had connection.
We had a lot of
conversations.
Conversations together.
And then one night, we all went to bed after we'd been hanging out, and I went to bed.
Yeah, I always slept
with
Ashley in her room.
And then I went to bed, and then you knocked on my door. Like, can I come sleep in here? And I was like, yeah, just don't fucking bother.
Don't fucking what?
Don't bother me.
Oh.
I'm kidding. But yeah, so you got to tell, how did that story end?
I mean, at that point, it had been like weeks of what I didn't know was courting, because we were just literally having like conversations.
Mm-hmm.
We were just getting to know each other. Mm-hmm. But I couldn't quite tell if Ian was interested in me romantically or just as a friend. Because obviously he's like best friends with my female best friend. Like him and Ashley were like going out to dinner without me. You know what I mean? So like at first I was like, maybe he's interested in her.
Like ultimate like gay best friend here.
But I mean, Ian just always treats humans, women, whatever, with respect. So like when you're in your 20s, to be fair, and it's kind of sad, I wasn't used to that. I was very used to just being like a sexual object to men in their early 20s. Mm-hmm. That's true. That's all guys talk to you for when you're in your early 20s. So. And Ian was actually interested in me intellectually and beyond that. So I kind of thought he just wanted to be friends. But Ashley was telling me like, no, he likes you, but he never made a move. So I just knocked on the door one night and I was like, can I sleep here? And he said, I think you like laughed and you're like, obviously. And then I got in bed and we were like in this like, it was a queen, I guess. But we were on either side of the bed, like just like lying beside each other like this.
My heart's like 200 beats a minute. Like, oh, there's a girl in my bed.
And then it was like very quiet. And then finally he was like, I just have to ask, can I kiss you? And then I started laughing and I was like, I can't believe you just asked me. And you were like,
I was ahead of the curve. You see now this whole consent thing.
I can't lie. The way that like you were at the beginning was a very large reason as to why I felt so safe to actually start a relationship with you, because I was coming out of a pretty fucking traumatic relationship. Mm-hmm. But yeah, then we kissed and that's all that we did. Mm-hmm. We kissed and then we went to sleep. And I think the next morning is the first time that we like actually went out you like had to drive to do an errand and you asked me to go with you. Yeah, and it was the first time that we actually were alone together. Yeah. And then it was so cute. He drove a Cadillac and I was like sitting in the passenger seat and he like reached over and put his hand on my leg. And he was like, he's like, is it okay if I do this? And I was like, yeah. And then he looked at me and he was like, I just like, when I'm near you now, I just feel like I have to be touching you at all times.
Did I say that?
You did.
Wow.
And I like looked out the window and I was like gagging. Like I was like, oh my God. Like it was just like, and from then on, like we were inseparable from then on, like quite literally. I'm pretty sure we like, if we spent a night apart, like it was weird.
Yeah, we didn't for a long time.
We were immediately inseparable.
There's actually a funny story about this.
When you came to my parents' house?
Yeah. So we'd been hanging out for a little bit, but like I was still living on my own. She was living at her parents' house. And I think she was just like trying to wheel, but she was like,
I'm a prankster. I like to like fuck with people.
yeah, and she was like, we were like, not like sexting, but like talking. No,
we were being just very flirty.
Being flirty.
Saying we missed each other.
And it was like late at night.
And we were both in bed, yeah.
And then she was like, come over, like to her parents. And I was like, what? So she's like, yeah, come over.
Yeah,
you
know when you're
here.
a girl and you're like, oh, I'm in bed and like, it's lonely without you. Like, I wish you were here.
So I got in my fucking car and drove to her parents' house, showed up at her parents' house. It's like late, like nighttime.
Yeah.
I texted her. I'm like, I'm outside. And she's like, no, you're not. I'm like, what do you mean, no, I'm not? I'm literally fucking outside, sitting in my car. I'm like, she comes outside. She's like, what are you doing here? I'm like, you said come over. Like, I wasn't serious.
I'm not allowed, boys aren't allowed to sleep over. I'm not allowed boys in my bed. Like, this is not, like, I thought that was obvious. So when
I don't know.
I feel like we've talked about it before.
You told me to come over. I came over.
See, I wouldn't disobey my parents like that.
Then you shouldn't have told me to come over.
I know, but I was just trying to be like cute.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got what you asked for. I came over. But then, yes, I mean, she felt bad, then she came home with me. So.
He was so embarrassed. I remember opening
I was like, what
the front door, and I was in my pajamas. And
I'm like staying there.
And he was like, oh my God. And you said to me, you're like, I'm so embarrassed right now. Like, I can't believe I actually came over. And I was like, well, I told you to. I'm sorry. And like, this is still how our relationship is today. We're like each like taking the blame. Yeah. And I was like, okay, you can't sleep here, but just wait in your car. I'm going to change and then I'll come home with you. Because I was allowed. Obviously, my parents knew I was spending the nights at Ian's house, but like up until then, under their roof, like he couldn't sleep over. So I went home with you that night.
Yeah.
And then I just left at his house. Yeah. I just like texted my parents. I'm like, I left.
Yeah. Joseba, what was your favorite memory you have together besides your wedding day?
Oh my God.
That's tough.
Oh, there's like so many like moments that have been like so fun and special, you know, like.
I don't know if I have a specific one, but I have a few that stand out. Like obviously the first year me and Chris all did the Olympia.
Yeah.
Some of the trips, like, when we went to Thailand.
Thailand was amazing.
Some like ones like that.
I mean, even Italy was really
year.
like special.
Like we had some good ones. I don't know. We've done a lot of shit. We've been together like 13 years, guys. There's a lot of memories in there, So.
The night after the Olympia that you
did bad?
Shit the bed at.
Okay, that was actually
amazing.
That was good, yeah. Like 2022 Olympia where I did bad and then
he kind of like shed all the negativity and like we just like went ham and we were so it felt like we didn't, by the way, but it felt like we did ecstasy that night.
I got fucked up. We ended up at like Phil Heath's birthday party at like one of the Las Vegas clubs.
Yeah.
We were like drinking hard.
Yeah.
And
packing Donnies.
Smoking indoors in the clubs, which I think is normal in Vegas. But
I don't know.
Yeah, nobody else was though, but we were. Just chain smoking indoors, drinking shots of tequila with Julian.
Dancing all night.
Just like grinding hard like we were in high school, like high school dance. And then I don't remember getting back to the hotel room and I threw up all over the hotel room.
Yeah, he puked.
And then I vacuumed it up with the hotel vacuum and then put it away in the closet.
Yeah.
But at least it was one of those vacuums with like a paper bag.
The bag gets thrown out.
It gets thrown out. So
but they would have needed to clean the brush.
It was pretty gross.
Yeah.
But they never charged me extra for it. Nobody ever said anything from the hotel. So shout out Marriott Grand Chateau.
It's a Vegas hotel. I'm sure they've seen much
every day.
Worse.
Yeah,
like,
I'm sure it's pretty normal for them.
Yeah.
Oh, how to approach a conversation with your wife about her infidelity.
Oh my God.
So I'm taking this in the context that she's been an infidel. What's the word? She's been unfaithful.
She's having an affair. I don't know.
But you haven't talked to her about it yet. I mean, that's not easy. I mean,
yeah, I'm so sorry.
Sorry for one. That sucks.
That's like the worst betrayal.
You just gotta like rip off the Band-Aid, homie. Like there's no like easy way to have a very hard conversation. Like there's no, it's
okay, but there are good ways and there are bad
ways. There's good ways and bad ways, but they're all hard ways.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a hard situation.
Yeah, it's a hard situation. I'm saying, it's like there's no way you can make this easier because the situation is difficult in this station.
There is a way to make it easier though, because obviously
I think you can't come from like a very attacky place.
Yeah, and I think the longer you wait and the more you kind of like build up stories in your head and like get angrier and more resentful, the harder it is to stay level-headed in a conversation like that, right? And like I'm saying that because I've had conversations where I waited too long and I like end up exploding instead of actually planning to have an intentional conversation.
Yeah.
I always I'm going to say the same thing. I think you should always come from a place of like speaking to your experience and like how you feel, and then being curious as to the whys and what was missing, and like whether you two think you can like get through this together, and what she's willing to do to get through it with you if you're willing to do it too, and what you're willing to do, because I don't think like infidelity happens in a vacuum.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
Is there a sex position you had to give up from being too muscular?
Not
really.
I don't think so. Listen, there are certain times where like he'll like get like a pump, I guess.
Okay. One of the sickest pumps you'll ever get, though, is holding yourself up in missionary and then going and look in the mirror after.
Yes, no, for sure.
It's like the best pump
There
ever.
have definitely been times where like we've had to switch positions because like the pump is getting too much. But I don't think there's anything that like we've never been able to do.
No.
I'm
an athlete, guys. You have to remember that, okay? To my core.
He is very athletic. And honestly, even when he was at his biggest and his like, I don't want to say fattest, but like...
I would just sweat more.
Yeah,
so I could still do it, but I'd just be dripping beads of sweat into her mouth the whole time instead.
Which is like kind of hot, so it's okay.
It's disgusting.
What?
There's just some funny questions in here that are like inside jokes from the podcast they wouldn't.
Oh.
Is there a time either one of you did something that really embarrassed the other in public?
No.
I don't think you've ever embarrassed me now.
Not in public. I mean, he's embarrassed me. He embarrassed me once in front of my parents.
Oh yeah, we were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah. That is honestly the only thing where I actually was like...
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think embarrassment, like, yes, that's the first emotion that comes to mind to speak it, but it actually was just like sadness and unworthiness.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could ever be embarrassed of anything that Ian would ever do.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever felt embarrassed because of you.
I think like when you love someone so much, like you see them almost like, not on a pedestal, but like you understand them so much and you just like think that even things that are like weird or strange or like off the cuff are just like part of them, and it's not embarrassing, you know?
If you could relive 1 year of your relationship, which year would it be and why?
I mean, I could come at this from two perspectives. I could choose the year that I would want to show up differently so I could be a better wife, which would be our first year of marriage for sure. I really was not a great version of myself, and it feels like that was like lost time.
That was like right when you stopped competing.
It was right when I stopped competing.
Yeah.
And it was our first year of marriage. So it's kind of like, I mean, I don't really feel like I missed out on it because we've had like 6 beautiful years after, but I wasn't the woman that I deserved to be, but also the wife that Ian deserved to have. Yeah, because there's no real, even the fun years, like I wouldn't want to go relive them because like I'm more excited for the next years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
But I would probably want to redo for that year because I think I could like go through that depression more intense, more powerfully now.
Yeah, I kind of had the same answer because mine would be like my last year of competing because like I would like to change how I did that if I have the knowledge about myself that I have now. But yeah, other than that, like there's not one I'm like, oh my God, it was it's so bad now. It was so good then. I want to like...
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I feel like and I feel like this on every birthday too, because people start to get like a little bit weird when you're in your 30s, like, oh my God. And like, I make jokes too about like being old. But I also, every year, I'm always more excited for the next year, for what's coming than what's behind. Even though I have beautiful memories with you, I'm more excited to like keep going forward with you than to relive a good year from the past.
Does Melissa prefer more jacked Olympia version of Ian or Ian now?
I don't care.
No?
No. Well, Ian now, because I feel like you're so fun and happy and like great to be around. Like, I don't care what you look like. You know what I mean? Like your as long as you're happy.
Bad now?
It's like such a woman fishing compliment thing to say.
Like, no, you look the same. That's what I'm looking to hear. Just like he's basically the same because I am.
But
let's be serious.
To be fair, like I I believe when you're in a relationship with someone and you love them so much, you don't actually like notice like the physical changes like other people do or like he does himself. Like I could fucking care less as long as he's happy in his skin.
Someone asked, when are we climbing K2? So for anyone that doesn't know.
What's all with these climbing questions?
Well, you know. Like I go on my like annual tangent of watching things about climbing mountains.
I didn't know that had started this year.
It's ended already.
Oh, geez.
I've
I
gone
missed
through
it.
Yeah, I've gone through it already.
Listen, the first year he did this, that was last year, wasn't it?
No, it was like 3 years
Oh
ago.
my
I've
God.
done this a few
I
times.
think for 3 weeks straight, every morning over our coffee, all we talked about was free balling. Free
balling? Yeah, we talk about
falling.
free balling. Yeah, free falling.
What is it? Where they just like go with nothing.
Yeah, I think that was probably when that movie came out.
Yes.
The Alex Honnold movie.
Yes.
Yeah. But then my interest changed from stuff like that to like climbing big mountains.
He goes down these paths, and it's probably because of the fucking YouTube algorithm. And then
once you start watching some, it gives you more.
Yeah. And sometimes it's climbing, sometimes it's space.
Yep.
Sometimes it's conspiracy theories, which like I honestly tell him to.
Or it's golf. I'm on a golf.
Now it's golf.
I'm on a golf thing right now.
Because of the Barstool tournament.
Well, it started before
Actually,
that.
it did start before that.
Yeah. I have this every year, too.
How did it start?
I don't know. I get it like once a year. My algorithm, for some reason, suggests the same things at the same time of year. It's strange.
That's creepy.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I would like to climb a big mountain sometime in my life, but I also just don't, like, it's like a why, you know?
No, I don't think so. Sorry.
But like, yeah.
You already like... You bodybuilded, you ride motorcycles, like we're not fucking adding.
Add some more risk in there. Gotta live on the edge.
My heart can't
You only get one life. You gotta just give her. I mean, look, I'm clearly nowhere near in the physical condition or have the skill set to climb a big mountain.
Nor would you want to get there. You would not want to lose 100 pounds to do that.
Look, if I was like 60 years old and that part of my life is so done that that's just where my physique is, and then maybe, but in the next 15, 10 years, no. I mean, I still want to be jacked and I'm still involved in the bodybuilding world. So climbing mountains at 260 plus is like not ideal for sure. I don't know if altitude and that kind of muscle mass works super well together.
Yeah, I don't think.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. And I love watching stuff like that. I mean, I find it super interesting and like, you know, watching stuff about like the catacombs, like those big Himalayan mountains, I think is super cool. But yeah, it's just a annual thing I go on for some reason. Do you have anything like YouTube spirals?
No,
because like I have very like direct ones that I go
I'm
far
just
down.
always obsessed with like fashion.
Clothes and
it's
fashion
just like a
stuff,
constant, like it never goes away. Where that any like random interest would like go over my like curiosity and like internet lore for fashion and stuff like that. That's all I'm always looking at.
Yeah, if each other was a kitchen appliance, which one would they be? Like I'm trying to think of like the significance of each appliance, you know? You'd be like something specific, you know? Something like a little artsy, but like not too barbaric, you know?
Like an espresso machine?
Yeah, but not like a blender, you know? Like
I feel like you'd be like the oven.
What? What does that mean?
You're just like warm and like
You're so hot.
You like hold me at night.
Oh.
It's winter here, by the way, and we sleep with the window open.
You got to sleep with the
Oh
window
my God, it's so cold.
Colder the better, guys. I want it to be like, I want to see my breath.
And you're
in
like
the bedroom.
big and you're like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, tell me
Maybe
more.
an oven.
What's one word that I use so much that you could think you could trademark it? Is there a word that I like overuse a lot?
I don't know. I also think Ian speaks differently with different people. Like you speak very differently with me than you do anybody else.
For sure.
Because then I hear you talking with like, I mean, not even just the boys, but like anyone. And I'm like, oh my God, you speak so differently. And then sometimes if you're with them and I come up and you start talking to me like that, I'm like, oh my God, get me out of here. Like he doesn't love me. I need to leave. Like that's how it feels.
Like give me an example. Like
if you're at the gym.
Yeah, but how do I speak? Like what's the difference? What do you mean?
You'll be like, yeah, brah, or something. Like, so I don't fucking
I would
know.
never say yeah, brah to you.
I mean, sometimes you like get like too much. And I'm like, no, you need to treat me properly. Like, don't talk to me like that, you know? Or if you say like my name, like.
You don't like when I say your name?
No.
Like Melissa? Yeah,
Oh my
that's
God,
weird.
no. I'm like,
I don't ever say her name.
that if I ever did infidelity, that's the first thing
Melissa.
she would say. Yeah, like that would be a problem.
Did infidelity. If I ever did weed, you know?
If I ever started an OnlyFans behind his back, he'd be using my first name, that's for sure.
I mean, this is a very obvious question, but who's more competitive even when doing something stupid? Me, by far. I'm like the most competitive person ever.
I am I'm very not.
You're not really.
No.
No.
No, I don't really have competitive drive.
Yeah, you're really not that competitive. I'm competitive in everything. It's kind of like a running joke of my competitiveness, I think, you know? Like I'll compete at anything that can be competed in.
Yeah, but that's a good masculine trait. Like, that's the point.
Look, I'm not a bad loser, but I like to
win. You like to be the best at things.
In physical challenges.
No, and like parking a car or like doing anything. Let's be serious.
I mean, these are like manly things you got to know how to do. Like,
yes, it's fantastic.
Sure, yeah. But yeah, especially with physical things, I really like to I try hard to be the best.
Yeah, but also the best thing about Ian is that if he is not, he doesn't get
that's what I'm saying. I'm not
pissy or he doesn't care at all. He just will get obsessed with like
being better.
Getting
better at it. Yeah.
It's constructive.
If you had to choose unlimited cheat meals or unlimited massages forever, I mean, I would take massages for sure.
Yeah, me too. I don't want to be fat.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like shit either.
So okay, what if you could have?
We can have unlimited cheat meals though.
I mean, you can have unlimited massages too, really, if you want. You can get
yeah, but you got to pay for it.
I mean, you got to pay
I'm assuming this is from a financial perspective.
You got to pay for the food too.
I don't understand. Like, I can eat cheat meals without getting fat?
Who had the more dramatic I'm dieting personality?
Oh.
Like, who was more like, neither of us really. I mean, I certainly wasn't dramatic. I was just like most, I think I was just like more kind of quiet or shut off the closer. But that really even wasn't much of my career. It wasn't like that.
I don't think either of us were dramatic when we were dieting.
Yeah. Just had some flare-ups in traffic, you know?
Or at the airport.
At the airport.
Woo!
Yeah, maybe you go back to the question of embarrassed. That's probably one time you were getting pretty close.
I wasn't embarrassed. I felt very bad for the person on the other end.
Yeah, I fucking raged on a lady from American Airlines once. We got to the airport, and the cutoff it said on the thing for bags was 45 minutes or 50 minutes.
50, yeah.
We showed up at like 55 minutes, but by the time we got to the front of the line, it was like 44 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've been standing in line. And she's like, you can't check your bag anymore. I'm like, well, I can't bring his carry-on, so I can't get on the flight. What the fuck? So I lost my shit on her. Because look, I know she can put this bag through. I know it's not a problem. Like, I know I've been on 1,000 flights where even if I show up 10 minutes late to that, which I'm never late for flights, but let's say when I have been a couple times, I show up and someone's like, hey, I'm going to let it happen this time, but you know, you got to fucking be 45 minutes or an hour, whatever it is for the bags. And they let it happen. But she wouldn't. And I'm like, just do it.
Because you were being such a dickhead.
I wasn't at first, though.
Oh, no, you were.
Was I?
Yes, you were.
I feel like I started off like, come on.
No, you were a little bit, you were a little bit stressed out because we were running late. Yeah. It was our fault. And we were going to Texas for something. And it was a stressful time in our lives. So it was just like not a good look. And he started off a little crispy. So, like, yes, she refused to call the tarmac and see if we could do it.
Yeah.
And like,
I probably did do that.
At that point, it's
I don't think even if I was nice, she would have done it.
Maybe not.
But I think me not being nice definitely.
But like at the end of the day, we just went and slept at a hotel and then took a flight out the next day.
Yeah. But I was being.
He was really angry.
I was definitely verbally assaulting this woman
it was not
to a high degree.
It was not right.
No, that's
a man should never talk to a woman.
That was the Halo guys. I swear it wasn't me.
Yeah, no.
This is a different question. I guess this isn't really for you, but someone asked me, the English clearly isn't great here, but how do you be a mass monster but still detailed? You definitely lose detail the bigger you get.
I know why you didn't say that.
Oh, we can answer that next. Yeah, like my detail when I was young, if I like show you from like 2013 when I was starting my kind of like journey into being pro.
It was better.
It's definitely better.
Before you were bigger.
Your like clarity and lines and things are cleaner. The bigger you get, there's like, it'll kind of hold and it's like diminish. And then there'll be a point when it definitely does reduce. And I think almost all, and if you've seen, interviews with like Jay Cutler, all these guys, they'll kind of say their best wasn't their heaviest.
Yeah.
And it's not even from just a shape perspective. It's from like a detail and like clarity of the lines perspective. And you have to decide for your physique if it's worth the trade-off. For some people it is. If you're not someone that's like insanely detailed to begin with, losing that little bit you have to just be bigger and win with muscle and then just dryness and hardness and conditioning can be a good tool sometimes. But if you're someone that's highly detailed and that's like one of your selling features of your physique, then losing that sometimes is not worth the trade-off. You know, like someone like Phil Heath. If Phil Heath could put on another 15 pounds and lost that level of detail he had, that's a completely different physique. Phil wasn't the biggest guy on stage, not even close, but he was by far the most detailed. He had really nice skin clarity and quality, and he won with his detail and conditioning, roundness and fullness as well, and just like the, you know, overarching kind of bubbliness of his physique.
Well, and his shape.
And shape, but I'm saying his muscularity he wasn't the biggest guy or heaviest guy on stage at all.
Yeah.
And do I think Phil could have got bigger? 100%. You know, where Dexter Jackson could have got bigger, for sure. But I don't think those are things that would have amplified their physique. And a lot of bodybuilders do make this mistake of just, you know, it's because you see guys beating you and they're bigger than you. So then you always think I got to be bigger to beat these guys. And sometimes you're right. But sometimes it's not the right answer. And maybe that's not what is missing in your physique for you beating them. You know, it could just be your conditioning or your peak wasn't good at the time. It could just be one specific body part that's lagging, you know, where you don't need to put on 20 pounds of muscle to improve a body part. So yeah, I mean, there is no answer. The only answer I'll give you is the faster you grow, the more ample chance there is for you to lose detail, you know? I think I was able to hold decent amount because I never like grew some insane amount in 1 year. You know, I didn't have one of these like years where, you know, I took a year off and I came back 40 pounds bigger. You see these guys, they'll be competing as an amateur and then they'll, you know, run one crazy steroid cycle or they finally nail things and they'll go from, you know, 200 on stage to 240 on stage in one season. I started competing very young and my career was very progressive. Like I was, you know, like 205, 210 my first show. And then a couple years later when I turned pro, I was like 212, 215. And then my pro debut a couple of years later, I was, you know, 223 or 225. And then I was, you know, kind of 5, 6, 7 pounds every year. But I never had any years where it was much more than that. And the only years that it was more, I took between 2016 and 2018 competitive seasons. I took the 2017 season off. But even that, I still went from being, you know, maybe like low 230s to like 240, 242 in that kind of range in comparable condition. I did compete heavier. I could compete at 248 that year, but in a bigger, fuller, less conditioned version than I was at the low 230. So if you're comparing condition to condition, that was about 10 pounds gained over like an 18-month, 2-year period. So like it was very steady. So yeah, I think that's your best chance. But once you start to get, you know, and this is like for my height, 5'9", 5'10", once you start to get that 260, 270, 280 range, you know, it gets hard to maintain the same level of detail for sure. So grow slow. Yeah. That makes sense.
I stopped listening, to be honest.
Okay. Well, this one's about you then. Question for you. Melissa's arms are still jacked. I thought she was downsizing.
Yeah, that's rude. Because I am downsizing.
Well, I think people confuse it because you're so lean that you look jacked. But like, yeah, she's lost a lot. Like she's a lot smaller. Definitely than when you're competing, significantly smaller. But when you're really lean and you can still see a cap on the delts and like detail, then people think you're still jacked, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a muscly person. I don't know if I'll ever lose all my muscle. Like, I mean, I'm sure if I didn't touch another weight for the next 20 years, I would be a 50-year-old with no muscle.
Yeah.
But
you've lost a lot.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you've lost probably like a good 20 pounds of muscle, I'd say. Maybe more.
Oh my God. I don't know about that.
Well, no, because what your weight is now compared to stage, you're probably, you know, what you would be in this kind of condition when you were competing, you'd probably be at least 20 pounds heavier. Maybe more.
Yeah.
Maybe more like 25.
Right. Yeah, probably.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that we've been going for long enough. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I certainly did.
Oh.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
Wow. Poor Bee. You're scaring her.
Don't abuse my mom. Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, don't lick me.
Oh, yeah. That's good. Where's your tongue sticking out, man? Okay.
She has no teeth.